All right, let's talk about something we've all faced, right? That dreaded blank page. Well, in this explainer, we're going to tackle that head on. We're going to turn that empty space from something intimidating into a super clear blueprint for writing something that really makes an impact.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big picture, the writing process itself. Then, we'll dive deep into each stage. First the rough draft, then revision, the final edit, and we'll wrap up by totally mastering that super important introduction.
You know that feeling, right? Just staring at a blank screen, totally lost. I think we've all been there. But here's the thing, and it's a huge secret. Great writing isn't some kind of magic trick. Nope, it's just a process. And the best part? Once you get the process, you can absolutely master it.
Okay, so let's unlock that process right now. We're going to break it all down into a really simple, totally manageable workflow. Something that takes you from a little spark of an idea all the way to a piece of writing that has a real impact.
You know, the entire writing journey really just comes down to these 3 simple stages. Think about it like this. First, you're the creative one, just getting all your ideas out during the drafting phase. Then, you switch hats and become the architect, building the structure during revision. And finally, you put on your inspector's hat to polish every single detail while editing. Let's jump into that first one.
Okay, so stage 1, the rough draft. The goal here is super simple. Just get your ideas out of your head and onto the page. Seriously, forget about perfection. This stage is all about raw, unfiltered creation. Think of your rough draft like the foundation of a house. It doesn't need to be pretty, right? It just needs to be there, solid enough to build on. It's like a lump of clay that you're going to shape later on. Your only job, and I mean your only job at this point, is to just get the words down.
But how do you actually start? Good question. Here are 3 really powerful techniques to get you going. You could try free writing. That's where you just write continuously without stopping or judging yourself. Or you could brainstorm, literally just throwing every single idea you have onto the page. And if you're someone who likes a bit more structure, creating a simple outline can be the perfect roadmap to get things rolling.
All right, once you've got that draft down, and I mean any draft, we can move on to the really crucial stage of revision. This is where you, like we said before, put on that architect's hat. You're not looking at typos, you're looking at the big picture, the overall shape, the flow, the bones of your essay.
Okay, listen up, because this is probably one of the most important things you'll learn about writing. Revising is not the same as editing, not even close. When you revise, you're looking at the huge stuff. You're asking, does my argument actually work? Is the structure solid? Is my main idea coming through loud and clear? You have to totally ignore the little grammar mistakes for now. That part comes later.
Okay, so your structure is solid. Your ideas are clear. Now we can move to the final stage, editing. This is where we pull out the magnifying glass. It's time to polish every single detail and make your writing absolutely shine. So at this point, your mental checklist should look something like this. Number 1, proofread for all those little typos and grammar mistakes. Number 2, check for consistency. Is the tone the same all the way through? Is the formatting right? And number 3, and this is a big one, get some feedback. A fresh pair of eyes will always catch stuff you missed. When it comes down to it, everything you're doing in the editing stage is serving these 3 things. You're always asking yourself, is it clear? Is it coherent? Does it make sense? And is it concise? If you can nail those 3, your writing is going to be incredibly powerful.
All right, so we've covered the whole process from start to finish. Now, let's zoom in on what might be the single most critical part of any essay, the introduction. I mean it. If you can nail that first paragraph, you've pretty much already won your reader over.
You know, your introduction has one main job. It sets the tone for everything that follows, and it makes a promise to the reader. It's literally your one and only shot to make a powerful first impression.
And I mean every, great introduction starts with a powerful hook. That very first sentence has just one job, to grab your reader's attention and make them think, okay, I need to know more. So let's check out a few ways to do that. So one classic trick is to use a really powerful quote. Kicking things off with the words of someone like Mahatma Gandhi. Wow. It immediately gives your topic weight and context. It sets this really thoughtful tone right from the get-go. What's another great hook? A totally surprising statistic. I mean, look at a number like this. Over 2 billion. It just stops you in your tracks, right? And when you reveal that it's the number of daily social media users, you've just created a super compelling and memorable way into an essay about modern communication. Or, hey, you could just start with a bold, flat-out statement. A claim like this one doesn't just state an opinion,
It kind of throws down a challenge. It immediately plants your flag, establishes your position, and it forces the reader to engage with what you're saying, whether they agree with you or not.
But listen, the hook is just the beginning. A really great introduction is like a roadmap for your reader, and it has to answer these 4 questions. First, what's this essay even about? Second, why should anyone care? Third, what are you going to cover? And finally, the big one, what's your thesis statement?
And that brings us right to the thesis statement. This thing is the absolute heart of your introduction. It is your main argument, all packed into one clear, powerful sentence. I love this analogy. Think of it as the North Star for your entire essay. Every single thing you write from this point on should be guided by it.
So look, if you take just one thing away from all this, please let it be this. Great writing is not some magical gift you're born with. It's a process. It's about taking your ideas, shaping them, refining them, and polishing them. And by following these stages, absolutely anyone can create a really powerful piece of writing.
So, we've given you the blueprint. You have the tools and the plan to build a truly powerful essay. The only question left is, what are you going to build next? What amazing arguments and ideas are you going to bring to life?